Who's pitching?
All right, folks. Well, you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So we're doing it one more time.
Third time's the charm.
They certainly hope so, as once again, we're in the middle of an at-bat. 1-2 strikes. And Mason Ruhlman has a runner on second. That's Cam Redding. We saw a fireworks display. That was pretty cool.
Now we need some fireworks display on the field so that we can get an official game in.
That would be great. Got to get through that 4.5 innings to register for an official game, although looking out, the rain definitely seems to have slowed considerably from the downward angled thrusts we saw just moments ago. You're giving me a look here. The rain was certainly coming down.
Coming down hard.
And we plan to shoot off the fireworks after the game, but, we needed to make sure that we got that done. So that has been taken care of. And I believe we're coming pretty close here to the throwdown, as it appears as Van Fossen, the Endwell, New York native, has resumed his place on the mound. So 30 minutes was a little bit too much for the starter, but Van Fossen will come back into the game.
Yeah, think about an hour is too much for Ernest to come back out and continue his 10 strikeout game.
We'll have to see how Matt Birch feels about that. I would tend to agree with you. You don't want to do any damage to a potential second ace, if you will. That was a heck of a performance if Ernest can't come back into the game. But I'll tell you what, certainly a 10 strikeout performance in 4 complete innings. I just can't begin to tell you that was an impressive outing for Ernest if he does not come back for the top of the 5th. As the Outlaws make their final pitches, you see Cam Redding coming out from the right-hand side. He is heading out to his spot back on second base that he earned, certainly with some great base running there.
Nice double out to right center field.
Yeah, we'll give you right, but it was not much of right, as that one went out and hit the Duncan sign. So it's a little bit angled, but not very much. He hit it to the deepest part of the park, and wow, that's what you like to see. As now, coming back to the plate for a 1-2 count, Mason Ruhlman. So Ruhlman comes back, and once again, we'll see the pitch from Van Fossen. Van Fossen communicating with the umpire. The whole pitcher's mound and home plate area were both tarped, so hopefully you won't see any issues. We did see a Pionet go down earlier on the
we saw a base runner go down too.
Yes, we did see a base runner go down on first base, so we have seen quite a bit of moisture on the field tonight. There's the delivery, the pitch. Ruhlman fouls one off, staying alive, so we will see at least 2 pitches in this at-bat. As once again, leading off of second will be Cam Redding. Ruhlman, who again has been a spark plug for the Pioneers offense in this part of the season. We're only into the second game, but already accounting for 5 runs, 3 batted in, 2 he scored himself. As another pitch, and that one's popped up out there towards right field, and it will be snagged, and we'll see if Redding tried to get off, and he's going to get back to second safely. But unfortunately for Ruhlman, can't drive in the run on the fly out to right. So Redding stays on second, 1 out now, and that brings up Trey Harmon, and not a bad batter to have up at the plate right now, as the power hitting first baseman and right-handed pitcher, for those of you who are interested in that little tidbit. He was a 4-year letterman who also played basketball back in his home of Somerset High School. Harmon lines up here, gets himself in the box, and is ready, looking to help drive in that run from second. Wind up and the pitch. That one's going to be a called strike over the heart of the plate. You have to wonder how the rain delays, you know how that affects the arm, you know how it affects the playing conditions, but how does it impact the batters and their focus on the game, especially after a fireworks display like we just had?
Again, it's difficult as the pitch comes in and you big swing and a miss. Again, you've been sitting, you've been cold, you've got back up again, you warmed up again, and you had to sit again. So definitely not the easiest thing to do.
Part 2 of this game was literally 7 minutes and 49 seconds long, and that included the practice throws out there and getting things going again. So not exactly a fluid start, if you will. As now Harmon 0-2. swings, connects, drives it down the third base line, and Redding is off and headed for third. The put out at first, over the head, and here comes Redding. He's going to score. Redding will tally the first run of the game as the Pioneers go up 1-0.
Very unconventional RBI there. I mean, aggressive base running. If the throw was on line, he would have been out by a mile. But again, a wild throw, and again, wet ball potentially playing some slick conditions. You never know what happens. And the Pioneers got the first run of the game.
They certainly do, as once again, a run on the error at third base. So not a bad play there as Redding gets home, and now Granger will be up with nobody on and 2 away, though the scoreboard out there just shows the 1. A pitch, that one was a little bit low, I imagine, for ball number 1. Looked to have the heart of the plate as Granger comes back up. As the rain continues, a light misting now, much slower than we saw a little bit earlier. That one's going to be fouled away, as now we have a 1-1 count, 2 away, and a run for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 4th. We look out towards the pitching mound again as Van Fossen will set. Very familiar with that orange and black colors of the UE Tigers. He wore that throughout high school down there at Union Endicott. Coming through, certainly a place he's played before, as he throws one up and in as Granger ducks out of the way, and that'll be ball number 2. So we're 2-2 on the count right now. Or excuse me, 2-1 on the count right now. As there's a hit right up the middle and going to be playable for the shortstop. He gets over, throws one to first, and that is going to be an out. So a ground out. 6-4, excuse me, as I got caught up there just a little bit. 6-4 ground out as the shortstop heads over to first base, gets the out, and gets out of the inning with no more damage done. So after 4 innings, 1-0 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. Hits on the board, 3 for the Pioneers, 2 for the Oneonta Outlaws. And making his way out there now to pitch, a brand new pitcher, as Ernest will get a much-deserved rest now. Terwilliger will enter the game for his first attempt.
G. Williger is Twilliger.
Terwilliger does come up here as the top of the 5th takes place. And now some stretching for the Pioneers.
We've been sitting for a while.
They definitely have, and now is a good time as any to get stretched. So we get things going again as we move into the top half of the 5th. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Mixlr.com. As we're back here on YouTube and Mixlr.com, everything getting going one more time. This has been an unusual game to say the least, as once again, everything struggling to get going. We've had a crazy couple of innings here as we get a strike called right away. And again, this has been an interesting sort as the Pioneers have a 1-0 lead. There's a foul up and into the booth right next to us. And everybody seems to be okay. And that one hit right below them. So just checking in on the booth next door to us. Always a little nerve-wracking when you see that that ball come up and in towards the booth area. Another swing and a strike for strike 3. So not a bad start here for the Pioneers as they get things going right away. Now the next batter comes up as making his way back out. Going to be number 24, Balin Moore, the Georgia College sophomore from Albany, Georgia. Makes his way out. And we'll see what he can do against the new pitcher, Ben Terwilliger. Terwilliger is a pitcher from the University of Maine by way of Elmira, New York, as he throws in another strike here, called strike. Terwilliger attended Corning Painted Post High School. As a senior, he batted .420 with 21 RBIs and 3 home runs. Another pitch for a swinging strike.
Listed mostly as an infielder for Maine.
But clearly has some ability to get out there and throw heat. We've got 2 strikes already here. 1 out in the top of the 5th. There's the pitch, a swinging strike again. And Terwilliger comes out and has a big impact right away.
12 strikeouts for Elmira pitching tonight.
It's been a beauty of an evening, and I'm certain head coach Matt Birch has got to be smiling down on the bench area. Once again, we're going to see another batter come up here, Caven Tully. So Caven Tully, the bottom of the order, comes up next, and he will greet Ben Terwilliger again.
That's one of a few hits tonight for the Outlaws.
Ben was a member of the National Honor Society, so not only a great athlete, but a great student as well. He fires, throws, and that one's fouled away. So that one's up and over, so we want to make sure you make the right decision.
Insist on Karuba collision.
1 strike, 2 outs. As we are looking for the 13th strikeout in the game here tonight for the Elmira Pioneers. We are in the top of the 5th. 1-1 the count. Catcher didn't like the call on the ball there. As once again, stepping into the plate, Caven Tully going to be looking to make contact here. Got to get Oneonta back in the offensive column here. Been a little bit for them as they have been ineffective at the dish to this point in the game. As we're about to hit the halfway point. 2-1. The pitch coming here. There's the pitch. That one's fouled away again, so 2-2. That one headed out towards the picnic area. I want to remind everybody they have a chance to come down and have a picnic with your group right here at Dunn Field. Enjoy a baseball game and some fresh grilled items right there for you. Call us today, find out more details. Winding up again is Terwilliger. Firing, and that one's a little bit high. 3-2. Full count. 2 outs. As once again, the Pioneers looking to close out another inning here at Dunn Field. The windup and the pitch. And that's going to be a punch out. Strike 3. We're through 4.5 as the Elmira Pioneers see another pitcher come in, strike out all 3 batters that he faces. Ben Terwilliger has a heck of a first inning here in a Pioneers uniform, especially out there on the mound.
I mean, striking out beside, again, a guy who is primarily listed as an infielder. He's got a pretty good arm.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
We'll take it. As now it appears as though we're going to see another new pitcher.
Number 26.
Comes off of the bench for Oneonta.
Much easier numbers to read tonight.
As Jonathan Sylvester from Montreat College, a junior from College Station, Texas. Ooh. Another right-hander, 5'9", 185, so a little bit shorter than the batters we've seen here tonight. Some interesting music being played out there. Not exactly sure what that is, but We'll head down now, bottom part of the 5th inning, and that means that the Pioneers get a chance to hit yet again. And pretty effective last inning there, George.
Absolutely. I mean, again, you can't ask for much else with the Pioneers offensively, getting that run across thanks to the error. So good job all the way around.
For sure. Want to remind everybody, if you need insurance, Marion Decker Insurance has been helping people in the Elmira area for over 34 years. Shouldn't you have an ace in your bullpen? Call 607-734-1100 and protect yourself today. And if you haven't noticed, our field crew has kept things up in a great condition. If you don't have a field crew at your house, get one. Call Miller's Mowing today, 607-302-8226 today, and make sure that your field is game day ready. I could probably use some people over at my house to fix up the field. I'll tell you what, my field is definitely not game day ready at this point. So we will see as once again, Oneonta coming. Here's the throwdown. Oh, no, excuse me. I believe we're going to get the throwdown here momentarily as we await the upcoming batter, which is going to be Bryce Moskowitz. There's another pitch. We're really riding the long delay here. Umpire not really hurrying it along.
No, he is not.
Little surprised, but I guess when you have this as much downtime as we've had in this one, little leniency has to be allowed. As once again, Pioneers coming to the dish.
Moskowitz lined out into that double plays last time up.
And Moskowitz again has played his first game here tonight. Of course, just the second game of the season. Moskowitz from LaGrange, Illinois. Played for Lyons Township High School out there. As now, he will see his first at bat after the long rain delay. Almost an hour in delay. As here comes the first pitch. Just a little bit inside there. As unable to keep his control on it there was the brand new pitcher out of, well, I'd like to say out of the bullpen, but I don't know if he even had time to get down there. Another pitch, and that one smacked towards the first baseman, way off the bag. Moskowitz trying to get there, but he's going to be beaten out as the batter arguing that the pitcher never stepped on the first base, but that is going to be an out. So, another interesting play down here as Jonathan Sylvester got over to cover. So, once again, that will bring up Davis Zur. Zur responsible here for the only run of the game thus far here, George. A little bit of an interesting at bat.
Yeah.
But manages to get himself across. As once again, a throw down there in the dirt, 1-0. Excuse me, that is my misremembering. It was Redding who got himself across in the last inning. These rain delays are screwing with me here.
I got an pen here.
So Redding was the one who came across in the last inning. Zur, he had been delayed back before the rain delay, and there's one right down the first baseline on the second pitch of the at bat, making his way around first and halfway to second was Davis Zur. So Zur getting his bat on the ball a little bit here.
First hit of the game and a good decision by him. He again, the first baseman went all the way down the line to cover it. Would have been a close play at second, but no one covering first. Better safe than sorry to go back where no one's covering.
So that'll bring up Garrett Schultz, the freshman to be at Xavier. Racked up numerous accolades during his high school career. Schultz is a top 500 ranked player and a 6-time all-tournament team member starting in 2014 as a 13-year-old. That's an impressive resume there.
Better than mine.
As once again, Schultz will come to the plate. Got a runner on first, only one out. That was the fourth hit for the Pioneers here on the evening. Here in the bottom of the fifth. Big swing there from Schultz. That's going to be strike number one. So as once again, Schultz will step into the batter's box. A lot of right-handed batters coming up tonight. More so from the Oneonta side, really, but you're seeing quite a few of them. As another thrown ball, that one goes a little bit wide, and Zur was able to get back easily. A little bit of a tough handle down there, though, for the first baseman. Don't know if the catcher has a full grip on it, or I'll tell you once again, though, the rain does make an impact on games like this, and
Absolutely.
it certainly has been coming down all evening long. Although it finally looks as though it's led up to just a drizzle. So another attempt here. Schultz waiting. That's going to be strike number 2, as that one caught the inside corner. Hold on, there. Something happening here.
Changing out the ball.
Home plate umpire heading towards the pitcher's mound.
Yep.
He will change out the ball, as now he will return back behind the plate. As I said, certainly makes for an interesting game when the weather gets involved. Perhaps, though, the worst of it passed us at this point. Wind up and the pitch, and a swinging strike, and he can't go down to first as there is a runner there, so strikeout, and that will bring up the leadoff man, Quinn Buffington. Buffington, his last at bat, finally getting some wood on the ball and getting things going for himself. Certainly had the speed there as he was off on the base path there, but had, with 2 outs, just unfortunately unable to utilize that speed. So another attempt coming here from Oneonta. Big pitch and a foul off there by Buffington. So Buffington will take to the dish again with a runner down at first. He's still got Zur sitting down there. Zur getting some instruction from his assistant coach and first base coach as Buffington awaits the pitch. The pitch coming inside. Zur is off and running, looking to steal a bag, and he will get there. He reaches second, and the second baseman did a little dance there around him.
But the throw was there on time, but it wasn't in line. He tried to spin around to catch him, but again, unable to. And Zur, good steal.
Looked about 4 feet in front of the bag by the time he caught the ball, but Zur gets his first steal of the season. As now, another pitch coming as Buffington takes that for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Zur on second base. And again, Buffington with a chance to knock in a run here. Runner in scoring position after that stolen base. Davis Zur waits on second. And setting is the pitcher. Looking. 3 checks of second. Now the pitch is thrown way inside. And Buffington will see another one. 2-2-2. We've got a Tioga Downs face-off matchup here as Buffington looking to drive in the run from second base, get that insurance run in here in the bottom of the 5th. As we've crossed over the half-game point, Buffington takes another one inside. We've got a full count, 3-2, 2 outs. And again, Buffington up there with a chance to drive in a run.
Yeah.
Saw it a few times last night. The Pioneers really had a great opportunity several times, but the top of the lineup just was unable to turn things over. As now Buffington waits, draws a walk, and now runners on first and second. Upcoming, Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi, he was an academic All-State 3 times, received underclass perfect game honorable mention and Under Armour's preseason All-American recognition, along with winning the 2018 Perfect Game World Series. Wouldn't be a bad time to see some flashing of that wood bat and get a runner. Well, with the speed of Quinn Buffington, maybe 2.
0 for 2 tonight with that strikeout looking his last time up.
1-0 the score as he awaits the pitch. It comes and just outside. So a little trouble finding the zone here for Sylvester. As once again, the 5th inning rolls on. We'll see what the Pioneers can do. 2 runners on, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Dorigi waiting for the pitch. There it comes, and a little bit low, 2 balls, no strikes. As Dorigi will set himself back up. batting in that second hole, always an awkward spot. You really think about the guys who have hit second even at the major league level, and it's always just kind of a weird position to be in. Not really part of that heart of the lineup, but huge person to get on as Derigi hits that one up and over the stadium wall as that one goes foul.
You can really put a good mix of guys in that 2-hole. I think it was as a Phillies fan, you've seen the likes of Shane Victorino, that guy who gets the base hit with a little bit of extra speed. You've seen guys like Bryce Harper hitting number 2 hole, try to get the runs in early.
Jose Altuve. Another throw down there. 3-1 is the count with 2 outs. Again, it's a unique position. It's not quite the speed demon. It's not quite the home run hitter.
It's usually that nice, clean single guy.
There it is. And that's what Derigi hopes to be this season as he knocks one into the outfield and eats up the outfielder and getting around and coming home. Once again, the Pioneers will have and runners on second and third with 2 outs.
What I say, a nice clean single they're having to and the left field. Ball eats up the outfielder and being fourth. The Pioneers at 2 runners in scoring position.
And a 2-0 lead right now. So runs in the last 2 innings of play. The rain delay clearly did help a little bit. I don't know if they went in and studied video. I thought they were watching the fireworks. But perhaps they're going back and watching our YouTube feed. Finding a way to correct those the swings and get the hits they need.
They got 3 videos to work off of tonight.
Coming up.
Hopefully only 3.
We'll see. You never know. Coming up to the dish now, Cam Redding, the catcher who was the first run of the game this night. Seems like a long time ago at this point, as he got the hit to get them into scoring position again. A foul ball there as Redding takes strike 1 on the fouled off pitch. Runners on second and third. That's Buffington and Derigi. So this is the heart of the order. This is the people you expect to hit the ball a long way. Haven't seen a dinger yet this season. Of course, we're only 2 games in. But Dunfield, not the easiest place to do that either. As a ball taken, Redding signals down to make sure no attempt to come home was made. That ball just hanging around the plate area. So Sylvester struggled a little bit here as he came in to take things over for Oneonta in the 5th. 2-0 lead for Elmira. As here's the pitch, and again low. So 2-1. 2-1, 2 out. Sylvester has been hit pretty hard here tonight. As now he will look to close out this inning. And with a 2-0 game, the Pioneers would love to add on these insurance runs at second and third right now. As that one just a bit outside again, 3-1. And George, talk about the difference here. 2-0 versus 4-0. Quite a huge hole to be put in, especially this late in the game.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about how hard it is to hit home runs here. Usually when you think about 4 runs, potential one swinging the bat. Not necessarily going to happen here at Dunfield. 2 runs, a little bit more likely.
As once again, a ball, and that will be ball 4. So a walk. And you have to wonder, I talked about it before, if Oneonta's manager will be out on his way. Is he coming out? He's peeking his head out, and
he's working his way out.
He will slowly make the walk.
Or righty warming up for Oneonta.
So we'll see what they decide to do here. As I'm sure he wants to have a conversation with his hurler. As Sylvester is not pitched poorly. Don't get me wrong. No. Sylvester has come out and he's done exactly what's been expected of him to keep the batters in the park, obviously, would be the first and foremost. But unfortunately, they've been able to put it where his outfielders have not been. So as we look, there is a right-hander down to the left-hand side of us. On the Pioneers side, they've got a guy coming up who they're not too sad to see approaching home plate. Mason Ruhlman had a huge night last night. Would love to echo it again here tonight. And wouldn't be a bad way to do it, to drive in a couple runs here.
No, he's already got an arm once tonight. Needs a big opportunity here with bases loaded. And the Pioneers didn't really take advantage of that last night when they had a couple of opportunities.
Bases loaded was not friendly to the Pioneers against those Geneva Red Wings. We'll see if Mason Ruhlman can turn that around here tonight against Oneonta. As once again setting to pitch is Sylvester. Winds up, deals, and low. Ball number 1. So the bottom of the 5th continues to roll on. As Sylvester sets up again. You have to think he's on a very short leash right now. Sylvester winding up, delivering, and wide, ball 2. So 2-0 lead, 2-0 count. 2-0's wild. As once again, a little plug for Tioga Downs. Make sure you see Smash Mouth this summer live at Tioga Downs. Another delivery, and that one's connected with. That one's going to get foul.
Goes off the light post.
Off the light post, and that reminds me to make the right decision and insist on
Career collision.
There you go. But yeah, come on down to Tioga Downs. You too can be an all-star when you see Smash Mouth live this summer.
I've been waiting for a good...
I was looking for one.
I've been looking for that for the last 2 nights.
There's the windup and another ball, 3-1. And Sylvester is on the verge of walking in a run here. Got to be in the mind of Sylvester as he looks down, looking for the right pitch. And unfortunately, there's very little room for error because if Ruhlman gets a pitch he likes, it's going to go quite a ways. There's the pitch. Ball 4 walks in a run, and it is a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Elmira Pioneers.
Ruhlman taken all the way there, and it looks like we're at pitcher change.
So, some celebration here for the Elmira Pioneers as they have come out of a 0-0 rain delay, put up a number of runs, as now we've got a 3-0 lead. Trey Harmon makes his way to the dish and making his way to the mound. Got a right-hander waiting on the visual of a number here. As the Oneonta Outlaws will turn to the pen for the 3rd time this game. And again, the handshakes out there on the mound. Still can't get a great look at that the number on the back as the pitcher comes in and he will scrape off the mound, so maybe a chance. Nope, he's going to back up as we once again continue to try to look for the number on the back of the jersey so we can get you an identification. There's a little bit of difficulty here, but again, Trey Harmon will be up, and this heart of the order has surely been something special for the Pioneers in the first 2 games. A 3-0 lead right now, and with the bases continuing to be loaded, definitely a chance to spark something else here.
They've done a lot of this with 2 outs.
2 out hitters for sure, and we've seen that throughout the...
I think 16.
I think we've got 16 on the mound. That would be Ben Wagner out of Herkimer College, a sophomore from Johnstown, New York. As yes, that is accurate. So we are set to go there. We've got our part, 6'0", 180 pounds. And from what I've seen through these pitches here, quite a lot out of the arm.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's going to be about command, as clearly tonight was not the night for Sylvester. He struggled a little bit, as keeping control of his command was just not in the cards, and the Pioneers took advantage for 2 runs here, walking in a run to get the final 2/3 of the inning done for Sylvester. And now Oneonta will be looking for a big out here from Ben Wagner. Wagger, excuse me. Wager, that's Wagger. So, the Pioneers coming back to the dish. Trey Harmon. He comes back out. He's the number 4 first baseman in the country, selected as a top 150 impact freshman entering the season. And we've seen quite a lot out of Trey Harmon in just 2 short games here. So Harmon gets back to the dish. He's removed that sleeve, if you see there on his right hand or his right arm. Was wearing one through the first couple innings, his first 2 appearances. As now he'll see one inside. That'll be ball number 1.
And RBI is last time up, thanks to the error.
And the errors always help with those. As now, once again, an opportunity here for Harmon. Bases loaded. He will rip one towards the right field side. Gets by the second baseman. He's going to get at least one. 2 coming across here. And there's another run heading for third. And he is going to be out. That will end the inning, but not before 2 runs cross the plate. And that will give the Pioneers a 5-0 lead.
Woo!
And we get the woo. So you heard the sirens as the 2 runners crossed the plate. At the end of 5, Pioneers 5, Oneonta nothing. And I'll tell you what, the most interesting factor here, George, 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. On the Oneonta side, no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. So, quite the scorebook up there.
Yeah, I'm about to say we're filling up a score sheet right now. Got a lot of black ink here. A lot of black
Quite
ink.
a lot. As we will step aside for a quick break, the Elmira Pioneers will head back to the field, and no surprise at all, Ben Terwilliger heads back for the mound. We'll be right back. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. And we are back here on YouTube.com. Make sure to watch the games all season long as your Elmira Pioneers try to head for the PGCBL playoffs once again. So, Terwilliger back on the mound. And George, you were just saying he's pitched a few games this year.
Yeah, up in Maine, we talked about University of Maine, 10.1 innings with a ERA of 9.58.
So not great numbers,
It
but
got better throughout the year. It started with a 22.50 ERA after one appearance.
it does look like it's a lot of
a lot of walks.
relief work, as did see 6 strikeouts during the course of the season, though. So
14 walks and 10 in the third innings. Not
always
great.
hard to come into the.
You know, he's got 3 straight strikeouts to start off his Pios career.
He
so that's
certainly
not bad.
does. We'll take that for sure. So we head to the top of the 6th as the Pioneers, with a 5-0 lead.
We got a new hitter in the game.
So we do.
Yeah, number 8.
As
In
he
there
will
for
take his
Merrifield.
spot. Merrifield, who had not had a great start to the game here.
No, he struck out twice. His only time's up. He was sitting for a while. So now we got number 8, the lefty in. Finally a lefty in there.
So Riley Hall, the Coker College sophomore from Cooperstown, New York. Certainly a place where they know a thing or two about baseball.
I would think so.
A ball and a strike. As Riley Hall comes out yet again. So the substitutions and the air of emergency. That one's a ground ball to second, thrown over to first, and that will be an out. And a very quick one there for the Elmira Pioneers. Trey Harmon looks to be stretching out his leg over there. He seemed to be kicking a little bit as he made his way off of first base.
It is cold tonight now.
A little bit chillier. The rain certainly didn't help out too much.
Nope. That's why I brought my jacket.
As Noah Cabrera comes back up, the junior from Towson. He will be the next one to face his opponent up there, Terwilliger. And that was a called strike. So another opportunity here as Terwilliger looks down, gets the sign, winds up and delivers, and another strike on a swing there. A little bit over anxious is Cabrera, as it's lined up one more time. Cabrera, 0-2. Waiting for the pitch and delivered. And that's ball number 1, just off the outside corner.
Just a bit outside.
As Terwilliger looking for that 4th strikeout of the game. Really effective there in the top of the 5th. Short work so far here in the top of the 6th. And that was a foul off there. The guys on the board got a little over anxious as they rung him up a bit prematurely. So 1-2 the count. As once again, the pitch and fouled off again. So maybe a little over anxious, but Cabrera staying alive. As one more time, Terwilliger will line it up. Curious to see how long a leash they give Terwilliger. Of course, very happy to only have to use 2 pitchers in last night's affair. Another pitch down in the dirt. So 2-1, or excuse me, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 5-0 lead in favor of the Pioneers here in the top of the 6th. First 4 innings really rolled there, George, as we...
But when you have an hour of rain delay, that kind of kills the momentum.
Certainly does, as a foul off there. We're
Doesn't help.
back to 2-1 count. Stays the same. As once again, Terwilliger looking for the punch out here. Of course, as we said, the Pioneers will be back in action tomorrow night as they play a Sunday game out of town. First out of town game for the Pioneers. And there's ball 3. Should be an interesting one as they head out to Newark.
Nice little 2-hour bus ride.
Not too terrible.
Not too bad.
Don't mind a 2-hour ride. Could be a lot worse, that's for sure, as 3-2 count. There's another pop-up. This one's going into foul territory. Harmon races over and makes the grab, and that will be the 2nd out of the top of the 6th. So, heading for the dish now, number 23, Ben Bianco, will take his cuts next. Has not seen Terwilliger yet, so we'll see how this matchup faces off.
Yep, Bianco walked his first time up, had a stolen base, and struck out looking him at 3rd. His first time up to be played in a while.
As again, you have a long rain delay that really messed up the flow of the game as the umpire called timeout on that one. Another attempt here as the Pioneers deliver, and that's ball number 1.
He probably hasn't picked up a bat in 90 minutes.
At least. 1-0 the count. Terwilliger winds up. He delivers. And ball 2. A little bit low on that. 5-0 lead. This one is in favor of Elmira. They're looking at a 10 outs from victory at this point.
We're on the countdown.
Of course. Get past the 5th inning, that's where we're at.
I'd say we had 10 strikeouts to start earlier. Now 10 outs away.
There you
We
are.
just need those strikeouts again.
For sure. As Terwilliger winds and deals. He sees connection, driven deep to center field, and caught there. A big catch for the Pioneers after 3-0 count. And wow, what a play. That is exactly what the Pioneers needed, and Quinn Buffington delivered. So, end of 6.5, the Pioneers coming back to bat. They're now 9 defensive outs away from their 2nd victory of the season, and it'll be curious to see how they play this out. I mean, you stop to think about it. Last night, they used 2 pitchers. Of course, you didn't use anybody for a save. And probably could have, to be perfectly frank with you, after the...
Rossi got stretched out a little
Rossi
bit.
got definitely stretched out. Came in the 6th and pitched through the 9th. Was an impressive debut for the Pioneers, but he can't imagine using 2 pitchers during a game, especially for the amount of pitches that were thrown.
Nope, and especially with another game tomorrow.
And the pitching staff still missing a couple of its members, as some of our roster has not quite made the trip here to Elmira yet, having competed in collegiate tournaments and what have you. So will be interesting to see the dilemmas that the head coach has to face going forward. As once again, the 2 rain delays seem to have confidently ended at this point, and we will see how quickly the Pioneers can get through this one, as they will come out and be looking to add some more insurance. 5 runs is a heck of a lot, but last night they did give up a few runs in a row, so we'll have to see. It could be could get tight. Certainly the Pioneers would like to keep it as spread out as possible. As coming to the plate, number 4, Zach Granger, coming out to take his steps at the dish against an unknown arm for Granger. He hasn't gotten his first looks yet. And as he does, he fouls one off towards the Pioneers bullpen. So interesting start to the at-bat, as the Pioneers, once again, you look down to that bullpen, there's no activity down there, so they're comfortable riding their current pitcher. And he, again, we talked about it, accolades galore, and certainly interesting to see Elmira native following Elmira native. So we've got a 1-1 count down at the plate, as once again, Ben Wagger fires one in there. That one's going to be just a bit low, as the Pioneers now have a 2-1 count, as Granger will look to get something started here in the bottom of the 6th. Another toss. That'll be ball 3. So Wagger having a little bit of trouble out here finding the control.
Might not be done with the rain yet.
So as the
Keep an eye on that.
wonderful people over at WETM let us know about the weather here, we have another foul ball, which reminds us that we need to make the right decision.
We do, and we really insist on Karuba collision.
For sure. Karuba collision. As we'll see a delivery here and a connection bounced near second base. The second baseman will get there, tossed to first, and that one is a safe play. Granger with a heck of an effort to beat out the throw, and his foot got there just before the throw. And the pitcher is arguing with the umpire out there. The second baseman certainly could do nothing more than he did. I mean, what a stretch and play by Kevin Tully. Wow. That was some athleticism right there.
Pretty darn close. I thought he was out from all the way up here, but again, we're all the way up here. We're pretty far up, and he's right there.
Foot landed on the bag, and once again, the Pioneers have a runner to start the inning. So another pitch here outside to Bryce Moskowitz. Moskowitz was a member of the White Sox elite from 2016 to 2018 and also played football. He was a commended National Merit Scholar and an honor roll recipient. A windup and the pitch, and Moskowitz drills one towards second base, and that hits the runner. That's a dead ball. So that will be an out, and
they're both out.
They're both out. Hold on.
It's not as if they wouldn't have turned a double play there because the second baseman was nowhere near it. It hit the runner.
It hit the runner, so he should be out, and that's what Matt Birch is heading out to speak to the umpire about. The lead runner definitely out. Birch is arguing vehemently already. The lead runner definitely out. He got hit with the ball. No doubt about that. But Moskowitz, he hit the ball. I'm not sure why he would be out. You see Matt Birch to the right-hand side of your screen there. He is the taller of the two having the argument. The umpire having to look up at Matt Birch. Matt Birch, a very tall man, former major leaguer himself. As Birch trying to get the explanation here. And again, The ball hits the lead runner. There's no doubt about that. That's an out. But the question becomes, why is Moskowitz out? And George, I've
can't
watched
tell
a lot
ya.
of baseball. I'm not quite sure I've seen this before. So here is the separation. Moskowitz
He's still standing there.
is still standing on first
So maybe he
base.
changed his mind.
Maybe this was reversed.
Nope.
No, Moskowitz will head back for the dugout. So a double play,
But
and I don't know how to score that one.
I don't know how. I'm just writing up 2 for be out. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
All right. Well, this is interesting, but here we are. Davis Zur, who's had a pretty good day today, as he takes a cut there, and that'll be strike number 1.
A walk, a single, stole a base, and scored a run.
That stolen base, once again, thing of beauty.
Oh, yeah.
And Zur waits, and he will take that one, ball 1. 1-1 the count. So 2 outs on the board. Zur trying to keep the inning going. 5-0. As that one's going to be on the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. As once again, scoreboard having some malfunction over there. As that one is way wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And that means once again, we are set for a Tioga Downs matchup. Make sure to go on down and check out the matchup as the horses are running. Horse-drawn carriage running. If you haven't seen that, it is a blast. Another throw, and that hits Zur. Zur's going to go to first on the hit batter. First, he's got to make sure he's okay. He's hopping around a little bit out there. Not sure exactly where it connected with him, but a little bit of struggle to keep things going for Ben Wager out there on the mound. Had a little bit of control issue, and I'm sure the cold weather and rain has not helped with the accuracy.
Also doesn't help when you get hit either.
No, it definitely does not. As Garrett Schultz comes up. He's a 3-time showcase top prospect team in the Southeast National and Underclass showcases. Ball just a little bit wide there as Zur. We're going to keep our eye on him as he's a threat to steal, as we already mentioned. First stolen base of the year a little bit earlier today. Of course, getting hit with a baseball might impact that a little bit, but there's a hit, goes down and foul right near the Pioneers dugout. We got a 1-1 count. Bottom of the 6th inning, Pioneers 5, Oneonta 0. 9 defensive outs away from their second victory of the season. So the check over on Davis Zur. Zur, who has not made any indication he's intending to run here, as the count moves to 2-1. We'll wait again here as Garrett Schultz waits to see the next pitch from Ben Wager. Wager looking back over towards Zur. Focuses at home and throws ball 3. 3-1. 2 outs. Runner on first. 5-0 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. So, once again, the setup. Delivery and ball 4. So, 2 outs. 2 out hitting again. We've been talking about it for 2 days here, George.
Yep.
Craziness over here at Dunn Field as the 2 out batting prowess as Quinn Buffington will head back to the dish. And again, starting to break out of his shell. He's had a interesting first couple of days here at Dunn Field.
He got a hit and a walk tonight and scored in the last inning, part of those 4 runs.
As now, they check the runners. A swing and a big foul ball from Quinn Buffington. I want to remind everybody to make the right decision.
When it comes to Karuba collision, I'd insist on it.
For sure. As once again, Buffington getting set in the batter's box. 0-1 the count. 5-0 lead for the Pioneers. Now Zur dancing around out at second. That's going to be a called strike 2. As Buffington held back just a little bit, watching Zur dancing around out on second base. As we look down again. One more attempt coming here from Ben Wager. Wager looks back towards Zur. Zur leading way off, and that's going to be ball one as the count moves to 1-2. So, Wager looking around. He is still just trying to find a way to get out of this inning, and it has had to be frustrating for him. Hasn't given up any runs, but the Pioneers have gotten some contact for sure. A swing and a miss, strike three. Wager gets out of the inning, and that takes us all the way through 6. Pioneers 5, the Oneonta Outlaws 0. With that, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Elmira Pioneers on Mixlr.com. And now back on YouTube as well. I want to thank everybody for sticking with us through these long rain delays, but now we're 9 defensive outs away from victory number 2 in Georgia. What a day as Kevin Gassell comes up.
You've seen a lot of stuff tonight I've never seen before.
I imagine you're referring back to that double play back at the bottom half of the 6th, as this one is popped up on the first pitch, and the second baseman comes over and makes the grab, as once again, Ruhlman making an impact in both of the first couple games of this series. Well, I can't call it a series, the first couple games of the season, as once again, it has continued to be an impressive showing from someone we have listed as an infielder, Ben Terwilliger.
Yeah.
Another local Elmira product really has come out and made an impact here. 1 out, 2 outs to go in the top of the 7th. Then we'll get the 7th inning stretch, although I'll tell you what.
We're already stretching up here.
We're stretching up here. Been a long one already, as there's another drive out to right field and a catch there. No controversy on that one. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Terwilliger having a fairly easy top half of the inning here.
They want to go stretch too.
So, interesting song here.
A strikeout looking and a ground out his last time up.
As once again, Amory has a challenge ahead of him here. Terwilliger has been firing bullets. The windup and the pitch, and strike 1. And that is the first pitch that hasn't gone into play.
I was looking for that perfect 3-pitch inning. Nope.
Gonna get robbed of that one. At least this time, George. We'll see. Still a couple innings of baseball left here. As another pitch, that one bounces, so 1-1 the count. Terwilliger 1-1-1. the Magic is back up on the board. Or excuse me, 1-1-2. Forgive me. Scoreboard is giving me false promises out here as another windup here from Terwilliger. There's the pitch and fouled off and back up into the netting again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Terwilliger looking to put a bow on the 7th inning. So we will see as Terwilliger getting set, staring down the pipe at Nico Amory, the sophomore from Marist College, and a ball just outside. Nice framing, though. Got to give the credit. Got to give the credit to Cam Redding. He tried to frame that one, just could not get it. 2-2-2. The Magic is back, and another Tioga Downs matchup as Terwilliger winds and throws. Ball 3, full count. As Terwilliger will take the full count. This is the most pitches he's thrown to a batter in this inning, and that happened at pitch number 2. So here we go as Terwilliger takes a look. He tosses, fouled off, right back up towards the booth next to us, but just a little bit low. Don't need to go and take a look this time. As the 5-0 lead, still standing up and standing strong for Elmira tonight. As we look around, the fans have emptied out a little bit here due to those rain delays. There was some discussion that might get called as another foul ball bounces back up towards the netting, but
there's still some fans here.
There's still plenty of Pioneers fans in attendance. We know our diehards, and we thank them all very, very much for sticking around through a couple of intensive rain delays. As once again, the pitch about to be thrown. As backing off that time was Terwilliger. And once again, he will set, taking the sign. He looks down, delivers, and fouled away again. Credit to Nico Amory. He is staying alive.
After 2 pitches to get the first 2 outs, he's battling here.
Certainly is.
Making 7 or 8 pitches.
I was just going to say, making him throw a lot of pitches, and that's no fun. So we
have a final in Watertown.
As Watertown falls.
Not the Wolves.
Mohawk Valley, the Diamond Dogs 11, Watertown Rapids 1. Newark and Geneva were postponed today, so
that's a shame.
Thought we might see something similar as that ball 4 makes for a walk. Terwilliger doesn't get out of the inning against Amory, and that will lead one more time.
Amsterdam also up 11-1 over the Stallions. We'll see them in a couple days.
We certainly will. Mascalo will come up to bat once again. Socrates Stallions, they are the next opponents at home for your Elmira Pioneers. That will come on Weenie Wednesday, Dollar Dog Night. You won't want to miss a minute of that. I know I won't, George.
No.
Tell you what, the dogs at the ballpark. Something to be fascinated by for sure. Utica Blue Sox, who got the victory last night over these Oneonta Outlaws, got another one today, 4-3 over the Adirondack Trailblazers. So, Newark will have not played since yesterday when we go to Newark tomorrow. The Oneonta loss streak that the Pioneers hope to continue and push to 2, that's a pop-up going out into foul territory and way out there. That's not
into the bullpen.
Nobody's going to get there for that one. As once again, the Pioneers 1-2 the count, looking to close out the 7th inning here.
He broke his bat.
Did break his bat. That's how you know we're in a wood bat league. That does not happen to metal.
No, usually.
True enough.
You would hope.
Very true. Wouldn't think so. But all of that being said, we want to remind you that our great field crew has done an amazing job today throughout all this rain delay. And if you need a game day ready field, you need to call Miller's Mowing 607-302-8226 and help have your lawn in game day ready condition today. Firing away a little bit high, 2-2-2. Back to Tioga Downs' matchup here. as they look to bring you the best in slots and table games.
And Mullins. A big moth coming at my face.
Big Moth coming into the booth. Just stopping to say hi. As that one's fouled up and back and back. And that one hits the roof. So that a good chase down there by Reading.
I'll grab that one later.
Credit to Reading for making the run. But just ran out of real estate as that one hits the roof. And it is not quiet up here in the booth. I'll tell you what. You hear that one for quite a bit. As once again, the Pioneers just trying to get out of the 7th inning here with that 5-0 lead. The windup, the pitch, and a ball. Buckled the knees, but able to hold back Muscalo. Chase Muscalo, the Wake Forest University junior. He has really been impressive. And there's a swinging strike for strike 3. As the runner was off and ready from first, but that buries it. End of the first half of the 7th. Get up and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. We've gone through the out-of-town scoreboard. Want to remind you, if you're looking for a fun way to celebrate your next birthday, bring your group of 10 or more to an Elmira Pioneers game. Great discounted rates and incentives. Give us a call today, 607-734-2690. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Pioneers on Mixlr.com.
Back here at historic Dunn Field, the Elmira Pioneers up 5-0 over visiting Oneonta Outlaws. And again, John, it's been an exciting night aside from the rain delays. We've had a couple of...
The rain delays have made it exciting,
They've made it exciting, but a big 4-run inning in the 5th for the Pioneers.
Well, you worry about coming out of a rain delay with a little rust. Well, I think we had exactly the opposite as the Pioneers came out and said, yeah, we're together now.
Yeah. Oneonta with only 2 hits tonight. The Pioneers with 7. Oneonta also with 2 errors. So we're going with that. Tioga Downs 2-2 there on the scoreboard.
We certainly
no
are.
Runs.
And it's been a good one for the Pioneers as Derigi comes up and the pitcher steps off. Derigi again has had an impact as he so often does here.
He scored in that last at bat.
Well, that we talked a little bit earlier about that second spot in the lineup. It's a unique area to say the least, but we had no longer finished saying that it was a spot for a single, and he drove in a run with that single. So
and then advanced on that error.
Advanced
he
on
dropped
the error.
Ball out in left field, and then he came around to score.
Certainly did. So a great day so far as he looks at another strike. 1-2, nobody out. The Pioneers 6 defensive outs away from claiming victory yet again. The pitch, the swing, and that will do it for the first out of the bottom of the 7th. Hope everyone enjoyed the stretch,
We did.
as we certainly did up here in the booth. As now, Cam Redding comes up. Redding, who has
He's had a big night.
really, he's had a big year. On-base percentage of 450 back up at St. Louis University. Had 16 RBIs, a triple to his credit this season, a 976 fielding percentage. And there's a strike from him.
Tonight, a single, a double, 2 runs scored, and a walk.
You know, when I look
That's filling out the score sheet.
It certainly is. But when you look at fielding percentage, I always try to skew myself a little bit for catchers because you think about the amount of work that goes into playing catcher and how they judge fielding percentage. 0-2 on the count to Redding. And for somebody as a catcher, especially 976, that's Maurer-esque.
That's pretty darn good.
As the windup and the pitch once again, as Redding slaps one out towards center. This is going to be a can of corn, though, and an easy out there for the center fielder. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. So, coming up to bat now, Mason Ruhlman.
Thrown at third last time up.
He certainly
a nice little 9-to-5 play.
Has had a couple of big days here. Made a few plays defensively here today. Had a huge day yesterday. Responsible for all 5 runs. And I'll tell you, 5 seems to be a magic number here in historic Dunfield. Again, a very unique place to watch a game. If you haven't had the chance to come out, make sure to do it. Tickets are most definitely affordable, as that's a foul ball back up towards the top of the booth. And, of course, I'm sure that if anybody's car accidentally got hit on that, they would make the right decision.
And insist on Karuba collision.
For sure. 1-1 the count. The delivery just a bit outside. Ruhlman will see another pitch here. 2-1 the count. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The Pioneers edging closer and closer to a victory here as Ruhlman drives one out there to left field. He will take the turnaround first, but hold up there as the throw comes back in quickly, and Ruhlman has a single to his credit. That means we will see number 34, Trey Harmon. 34, that number just always strikes a little bit of fear into anybody when you see it coming towards the plate.
You got 3 RBI tonight.
3 RBIs tonight. Didn't do too terribly last night either, setting up a bunch of plays. And, of course, coming too bad after Ruhlman, who, we already talked about his night last night. And there's a big swing, and that's fouled away for strike 1. 5-0 lead for the Pioneers. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. As once again, they will look down. Focusing on the pitcher here. The windup. No check on the runner at first. So this pitcher very determined to get out the batter. And probably not a bad idea, to be perfectly frank with you at this point.
They're playing back all the way around. No one really covering second. Basically being defensive indifference if he did go.
For sure. As once again, the count 1-1. The windup and the pitch. Right over the heart of the dish. That's a 1-2 count. 2 outs. And Trey Harmon is up on it here. Certainly feeling the pressure, as it appears as though the pitcher for Oneonta has found the zone and certainly looking to keep it in there. Another windup and pitch and a swinging strike 3. That will do it for the 7th inning of play. So the Pioneers head for the 8th inning. Still nobody down there in that bullpen. We may be watching another riding of a pitcher. And I'll tell you what, Penter Williger has certainly earned his spot out there on the mound.
Yes, he has.
He
only threw 2 pitches to get those first 2 outs of the last inning, so he got that strikeout to end it.
Not too much taxing on the arm when you only have to throw a couple of pitches.
Nope.
So we're down here. 8th inning. 6 defensive outs away from the 2nd victory on the season. And you have to wonder, and perhaps it's just me, but I always wonder when you have a countdown like that, especially, you know how many outs are away. Now, obviously, the World Series excuse me. Wow, easy for me to say. It's talked about quite a bit. In the playoff series, it's talked about quite a bit. But in the regular season games, do you think about those type of outs, or is it all just playing the game?
No, I think I'm for the most part just playing the game as we've seen in baseball, whether it's little league here or in the big leagues in the World Series. Anything can happen at any time. I don't think you're too worried about any of those outs at this point.
I don't know. I know as a fan, I like to count them down. I would think as a player, you would want to be wary of that and be working towards it, but you never know. As here comes the throw down, as we're having some door issues here up in the press box area. As once again, there's the toss down. Terwilliger looks ready to go. You know he'd love to get 3 quick outs here and get his team back into the batter's box, perhaps for the last time here tonight. Would not be a bad thing if you get the chance to put everything in the rearview mirror and look ahead to tomorrow and as you said, a short bus trip. As once again, coming in here, 24, Balin comes to the dish here as we get set here for another half inning.
2 strikeouts today for Moore.
Moore has had a day that probably wants to forget just a little bit. So the Georgia College sophomore from Albany, Georgia, he is looking to get things going. He hits one straight out to center field and coming in a little bit shallow. Lucky to have Quinn Buffington out there as he certainly has the wheels to be able to make the stop. Yep. And he did right there.
I'm a wind blowing in. We can feel it here again, very chilly. And you see the flag blowing straight in as well.
Maybe the reason for the door issue.
Yeah.
But once again, now we've got number 10. Excuse me.
That's a new
This
batter.
is a new bat. This is Matt Pagano.
And took out Tully.
The Wofford College sophomore. We've seen a lot of players from Wofford in the last couple days. Wofford College sophomore from Purchase, New York, Matt Pagano. I'll give you a guess which side of the plate he's going to hit from.
That'd be the right side.
There you go. As he steps up into the batter's box. 1 out. Top of the 8th inning. Here's the windup and the pitch. And no, he says it was low, so ball 1. As once again, only 2 hits on the night for Oneonta. Not been the offensive outpouring they would have hoped for. As there's another one. That one's high, perhaps?
Well, when you start out with 10 strikeouts to start the game.
That is very true. Although it wasn't 10 consecutive strikeouts. I want to point that out yet again. As here's the pitch one more time. That will be a strike, as that one caught the inside corner.
14 strikeouts for Pioneers pitchers tonight.
Not a bad number when you consider there's been 2 pitchers the entire game. Pretty good one as you see Elmira follow Elmira. Another pitch and just outside. 3-1. 1 out on the docket. And now you got to find a way to come back into this count. Wind up and the pitch. That one's fouled off. Brings us back to a full count. 3-2-1 up on the scoreboard. 3-2-1. 1-2-3. That's what the Pioneers are hoping for here in the top of the 8th inning. As the windup starts, the pitch, and ball 4. So a walk here. Rare walk surrendered here tonight. You're certainly not going to count 10 of them over there, George. No. I'll promise you that.
Only the 3rd one.
As I said, very rare tonight in the 8th inning of play to see a walk from the Pioneers pitching staff.
Good ratio.
Take it. Not often you can see a staff going for 14 strikeouts and 3 walks. That'll be
that's a good outing.
A line anybody would be happy to have for sure. So, another pitch, and that one will be a ball inside. As Riley Hall, the Coker College sophomore from Cooperstown, New York, comes to bat.
Grounded out his last time up.
Waiting for the delivery, and he will slap that one up in the air.
Elevator shaft.
An out, grabbed there by Harmon, as both players, both Harmon and his second baseman out there, Mason Ruhlman, were both chasing after that ball, both screaming, I got it, I got it, I got it. And luckily, one of them went and grabbed the ball, that one being Trey Harmon. So coming to bat now, it's Noah Cabrera.
He's had a bad day.
Not a great day.
0 for 3, 2 strikeouts.
It's a rough one, but sometimes you run into that pitching that you just can't touch, and the Pioneers have had it here tonight. A bouncing ball picked up there by the catcher. They're not going to waste the throw, as just not able to come away with that one. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. It's got to be all focus on number 22, Noah Cabrera. Get out of the inning and get to the bottom half.
Yep. Doesn't really matter, but he's on second. You got a big enough lead.
And that's been a case here for the Pioneers here tonight. It only took 2 innings to get the runs they've needed so far. 1-1, as that one came up and hit. I believe that was off the side of the booth here.
Yep.
As once again, the Pioneers line up 1-1. The setup, the pitch. Swinging strike for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 5-0 lead for Elmira as they look to close out the top of the 8th. Looking to put yet another 0 up on the board despite a runner being in scoring position, which there's a hit that goes down the foul line and will go foul. I believe this is only the second time tonight there's been a runner in scoring position for Oneonta. I think the last time was back in the first inning.
They had Bianco was on third at one point. And yeah.
The second time
the
second time tonight, a runner in scoring position, and it hasn't happened since the first. So the Pioneers aren't anxious to keep it going. They'd love to get out of it right here with 1 pitch. And the fire and a swinging strike. That'll do it for the top half of the 8th inning. The Pioneers go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-0 lead. So 5-0. 8 hits for the Pioneers. 2 hits for the Outlaws. When we come back, bottom of the 8th inning, want to remind everybody, Marion Decker Insurance has been helping people in Elmira for over 34 years. Shouldn't you have an ace in the bullpen? Call 607-734-1100 and protect yourself today. And now we're back on YouTube. Thank you all for hanging with us as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning. 31 is the pitcher. That's Tanner Sinicki, the Binghamton University sophomore out of Vestal, New York. 6'4", 155 pounds.
soaking wet.
Yeah, I would say so. Although that 6'4" looks to be a little exaggerated.
Generous there, but he's got a little Pat Neshek submarine arm action going on.
So we'll have to see. There's a name I'm trying to think of. San Diego for a long time, and then came over to Oakland. Help me out here.
Yeah, he was in Moneyball.
He was, yes. There's the pitch, and Pioneers started off with a foul ball, as the name continues to escape me.
I will find it. Don't you worry, I'll find it.
Granger is up at the plate with the 0-1 count. As once again, submarine action. It's a rarity to see such Trevor something. As there's another pitch. That one goes for a strike as well.
What was Moneyball, 2002?
Believe so. That sounds like
Or somewhere around there.
2 or 3, one of the two. As
I'll
once
find
again, there's the pitch, and a swinging strike gets Granger for the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
Not Chad Bradford.
It was Chad Bradford. There we go.
Was it?
It was. I don't know why I thought Trevor. Yeah, it was Chad Bradford. And there it is, Chad Bradford with the submarine pitch. I don't know why I had Trevor in my mind. You know what it was Trevor Hoffman, because I saw the San Diego Padres logo. That's where my mind kept going. All right.
So we got an out.
We got an out on the strikeout.
Okay. Gotta keep my score sheet up.
There you go. Wind up pitch, and it's hit. Almost a swinging bunt, as that will be a quick out for Bryce Moskowitz. And the Pioneers seem contented to play for defense against the submarine arm pitcher, as they are, again, I'm going to say they are aware they're 3 outs away from getting out of this one. 3 defensive outs will get them their second victory of the season, and they will go undefeated through their first 2 home games. Not a bad way to start the season.
Not
Submarine
bad.
pitch again. That will be strike 1. And this strike zone is getting fairly generous down there at home plate. As once again, the pitch will come, and that's a little low. So 1-1 will
not
be
too generous.
not as generous as I may have foretold. As once again, the Pioneers have had an excellent home outing here, as they foul off another one. That, for Davis Zur, will give him a 1-2 count. So Zur
has a walk, hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch coming back not too long ago. And that one bounces on him. So 2-2. 2-2.
With 2 outs.
A Tioga Downs matchup. As we remind you once again, a summer concert series to remember. And hey, now you could be an all-star hitting up the Smash Mouth concert down at Tioga Downs.
But hey, let's just go play.
Let's just go play. Why is that the one song we all know?
I know it from Shrek.
There you go. Another pitch. That one works the count back full. Davis Zur having a game to remember today. Zur looks down at the pitcher. Awaits the opportunity. There it is, and that's a strikeout.
Ooh.
So Zur thought he was on his way to first. That one turned out not to be true, and after 8, 5-0, the Elmira Pioneers. And you know what that means. We're headed into the 9th. 3 outs away from win number 2. George, it's always interesting to get through the first couple games of a season. Now, granted, the baseball season very, very long. 2 games may not mean a heck of a lot over the course of that long stretch, but I'll tell you what, being this hard to beat at home certainly has to send a message to the rest of the PGCBL.
Absolutely. You want to come out strong early to start a season, and to do it at home makes it even better.
And Dunfield never going to be an easy place to play for an opponent, but I'll tell you what, this Pioneers roster has certainly not made it any easier for them. As one last time we take a look around at the out-of-town scoreboard, I believe everything else has gone final, except for the one game that was postponed, that Newark Pilots Geneva Red Wings game. Glens Falls 4, Albany Dutchman 2, Adirondack Trailblazers 3, Utica Blue Sox 4, Saugerties Stallions 1, Amsterdam Mohawks 11, Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 11, the Watertown Rapids 1. And your Elmira Pioneers 5, the Oneonta Outlaws 0, as we head for the top of the 9th inning. And it does appear, unless my eyes deceive me, that for the final inning, and on the throwdown pitch, just a not a great connection there.
No.
As Ben Terwilliger overthrew his catcher, as he is certainly amped. And if this, I don't know if this is even possible, but the Elmira Pioneers may have used only 4 pitchers over the course of 2 games if Terwilliger can get the final 4 outs to finish it off here.
Well, again, they've been effective. They've only given up 2 hits today, and again, yesterday they were dominant, holding them to only a couple of runs.
As the first pitch thrown and strike 1. So very effective play here as the Pioneers get strike number 1. Terwilliger looking very confident on the mound right now. Throws for ball 1. As Ben Bianco looking to play spoiler a little bit here. He has been on base today, though. He is the aforementioned runner that did get to third. As that one goes up and over, and we hope that didn't hit your car window, but if it did, make the right decision.
And insist on curb a collision. I parked pretty far away. I wanted to make sure I could pull out if the ground was wet, so I parked on the gravel part.
Well, the chances of the ground being wet, I'll tell you, George, fairly good right now. And there's the pitch from Terwilliger, blasted towards right field, and the catch is made. 1 down, 2 outs away, as the Elmira Pioneers are looking at the board and seeing a lot of zeros. Not saying the word, not going to do it.
Not yet. Zell has one of those 2 hits tonight.
Well, he will not be up. As coming to the plate, Giacomo Brancato from Fairfield University. He's a junior, 6'1", 195 pounds. So again, we see a lot of freshmen in the Pioneers lineup. A lot more elder classmen here on the Oneonta side.
He's got his own helmet too.
He's
got the red one. Everyone else has those Orioles ones with the orange bill and white front on the black.
So perhaps this Fairfield University helmet?
Perhaps. I don't know what the colors are, but that'd be a pretty good guess.
I am unfamiliar as well, but there's the pitch and it bounces. So ball number 1.
I'll find out.
As we're a full research facility up here in the press box here at Historic Dunn Field. If we don't know, we will Google. As here's the pitch again. And a big swinging strike there from the Fairfield University junior.
They are red, the Fairfield Stags.
The Fairfield Stags. So perhaps a Stags helmet down here on Giacomo. Giacomo with another big swing. 1-2. So Brancato looking to avoid striking out here. But I'll tell you what, not going to be an easy task against a pitcher who has literally had lights out stuff. And there it is with the swing and a miss. Brancato will sit down. And now Terwilliger is 1 out away from a, well, I believe he is in line.
Yeah.
Is this a save?
Don't believe
the
so.
rain delay came in the bottom of the 4th.
I don't believe it's a save. I think it's a win.
I believe the win would be accredited to the starting pitcher as he pitched the top of the 4th inning. As there's a ball.
I'm not the score. I'm not the scoreman. I keep score, but I'm not the scoreman. The scorekeeper.
I could be wrong, and feel free to correct me if I am.
I thought you had to pitch at least 5 innings to get the win.
I thought so too, but I'm not positive. As that one goes, and that will be caught on the line drive out to center. A big catch there, and that will do it for game number 2 on the Pioneer season.
A shutout.
And there you can say it now. The game is over. No risk, no reward, as the Pioneers play through 2 long rain delays.
10:49, folks.
But managed to achieve the victory. They close out the final game of today with a 5-0 victory. The Pioneers tomorrow will be wearing blue as they travel on up the road to take on the Newark Pilots. Hopefully the weather clears up a little bit and ball can be played tomorrow. But a 5-0 win here tonight is certainly a great way to start the season for the Elmira Pioneers. George, we've seen a lot of pitching here out of 4 arms, And if you look at the Pioneers roster, there's a lot of arms that haven't seen a inning of play, not even a pitch. And that's got to tell you something about the depth of the Pioneers.
Again, babe, we saw Rossi come out last night, and he looked very, very good. And then you had Ernest come out, and he was lights out. We talked about those 10 strikeouts for the first 10 outs of the game. Again, fantastic pitching all the way around. We saw some good offense coming in the bottom of the fifth with those 4 runs out of a rain delay. And again, to give up just 2 hits on the pitching side is fantastic.
It certainly is. And we want to remind everybody and give a huge thank you to everybody who's tuned in here on YouTube and on on YouTube and on Mixler.com for following along with us. George, look forward to visiting with you again. Hopefully Wednesday will be free for you. Come on out and visit us with your buddy in the opposite booth.
Yeah, the Stallions will be here. I know the 2 guys will be coming.
Weenie Wednesday?
Yeah, Weenie Wednesday.
So it'll be a good night for all. So make sure you join us, but don't forget to join me as I take on the road tomorrow, and we'll be broadcasting live from Newark as the Elmira Pioneers try to go for 3-0. I'm John Clement.
I'm George Stockberger.
Good night, Elmira.